Hello and welcome to the podcast. We're here with another super special guest, someone that joins us from TikTok, and we learned about her in TikTok, and her name is Angie Quibrera.
Vegan crispy bacon. Let's make some. In a bowl, pour 5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of barbecue sauce, 1.5 tablespoons of maple syrup, a tablespoon of A1 sauce, half a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of salt, and some pepper. Mix all the ingredients. We're also gonna need rice paper, some fresh water so we can soak the rice paper before using it, some parchment paper or a silicone baking mat like this one. Okay, so grab 1 rice paper and soak it in the water for around 5 seconds, not more, otherwise it's not gonna be firm anymore. And with some scissors, cut it into 6 strips. It's going to look like this. And now we dip in all the strips in the sauce and take off all the excess. If we put way too much sauce, they won't be crispy. We place all the strips on the baking mat and bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. It could be a little bit more or less depending on your oven, but just keep an eye on it. Let them cool down and that's it. Holy cow! Delicioso!
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All the way from Mexico, and so we're super excited to have her. And before we get started and jumping into our podcast, we're going to have a couple quick vegan questions to break the ice. So, question number 1. Why did you start a TikTok?
Okay, so I started TikTok because I noticed there was like a lot of attention. I think TikTok is growing like so fast. So I was going to start on YouTube, but then I found out that TikTok was just having a lot of attention. So I thought I just decided to jump in on TikTok, and I've been there. I started 3 months ago, and I really like it.
Yeah, so was there something that someone had told you or you learned about TikTok that made you think it was be better than YouTube?
Well, I don't think it's better than YouTube. I think they're just 2 different platforms. But right now, I think TikTok has a lot of attention. And yes, I actually, I don't know if you've heard of this guy named Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So like I've known, like I've seen his video like since like years ago, but I actually started like to like listen more to him and paying more attention like since I don't know like October last year or yeah, something like that. And he was like saying and repeating one like many times. He was like TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. So I was like, wait a minute, maybe I should pay attention to TikTok, because I was like focusing more like on YouTube, how to start, how to edit. I started like to learn how to edit stuff and like thinking about my intro and outro and things like that. Like thumbnail, it just requires work. So I've started listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he was like, TikTok, TikTok. So I was like, wait, maybe I should like wait a minute, like wait some time for YouTube. And I was like, maybe I should start TikTok. So I was like, yeah. So yeah, that's why I jumped on TikTok because of him. I think he gives like very good advice. So, and I like it. I think that was the right choice, I think. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, same reason for me as well, and a lot of us. I mean, you can tell Gary has a lot of followers and a big following, and you can see, why people like him and why people enjoy listening to him. And I mean, part of the reason why I have this podcast is because of Gary V and posting on YouTube and post on Instagram and posting on TikTok, and LinkedIn and, everything that he's talked about, it works and it's true, and when he says like, hey, the next app is whatever the heck the next app is, like, I'm going to be right there, because he's probably right, and he's in the, and so it's exciting, it's a really cool time, and it's a cool time to be on something kind of fresh and new and have some benefits and receive some benefits from it. So my next question is, why share veganism or vegan topics on TikTok?
Okay, so I think sharing veganism is great to share it just at like any platform. But yeah, just like I said, I think right now TikTok has a lot of attention. So I think it's great. I also like TikTok because it has like a different like algorithm. It's like usually like in other platforms, people need to like search for whatever you're posting so they find you. And on TikTok, it works a little bit different. You just go like you open it up and then it starts like pushing content. And so I think that's why TikTok it's great too, because you can post something and without people like searching for it, they might watch it and you can get more reach, and if people like it, more followers. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty cool, like the way the algorithm works, and it's very different. Like even like before we started, we were saying like, "Oh, have you seen that TikTok or whatever?" And then like the idea is that we all have a different for you page, you know, and that's what it's called. It's for you. Like your for you page
Exactly.
is for you and mine is for me. And so everyone has a little bit different one. So like just because I'm seeing something a lot of times or whatever, or some trend, like doesn't mean you're seeing that trend, you know, and that is it is a little bit interesting.
Exactly, because
Uh
it detects what videos you like and what videos you watch, and TikTok starts to know like your preferences. So yeah, I think that's great because like for example, like if you and I are like posting like vegan stuff, like most likely TikTok is gonna like push it and show it to like people that are into that niche or category, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So it's pretty cool. It's definitely unique. So what kind of advice would you give for like maybe vegans that they care about animals and they want to help animals or they want to help people's health? What advice would you give to new vegans going on to TikTok?
I think it's about just not thinking too much about it, you know, like I've been on that position, you know, when you just think about too much stuff and then you don't post anything. So I just think just to have fun also, like make something that you enjoy doing, right? And just don't think about it. Who cares what people think? You know, just post whatever it is. And I mean, if your message or whatever you're posting can help even just one person, I think that's awesome. You know.
Yeah, for sure. You're so right. I mean, you could just get one view and that one view could, you know, make an impact in on that one person. And so you're right.
Exactly.
Yeah, just and I like that you say have fun. I keep telling people that every new person that joins it, I'm like, just have fun. Like, are you having fun? Like, try to enjoy it. Like, don't think like this needs to be effective. This has to work. Like, don't think about that. Like, think about like just having fun and doing what you enjoy and being yourself and being silly and being okay to laugh at yourself and you know,
Right.
yeah.
And that's what I love about TikTok. It's like it's all like most of them is just like silly videos and like fun stuff, and it's not serious at all. So I don't know. I think you have more space like to be comfortable, like to do whatever you want. I don't know. I love that.
And I think creativity, I keep telling people, I think that our the like the human superpower, if we have a superpower, I think it's creativity. I think that
Yeah.
that's one of the things that really separates us, you know, from like all the other animals, is how creative we are. Not saying that other animals aren't creative, but I think that's really like our superpower. And you look at how many things we've been able to create. Like, I mean, just sitting in front of me is like a camera and a laptop and a light and this. I mean, I didn't create that, but humans did, you know. And the cell phone and the internet, like, it's just so much creativity everywhere. That's our superpower, and I think TikTok doesn't hold you back. It doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't even tell you what the hell to do. You just go you
Right.
just go and you just go and do, and you're free to be like kind of as creative as you want.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's awesome, you know, because there's like so much different stuff on TikTok that you wouldn't even imagine. So yeah, you're right. I really like that on TikTok.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, it's not just a lip syncing app or it's not just a dance app. Like, yeah, you can do that, and yeah, there's challenges, and yeah, there's dances, and yeah, you could lip sync, but you could also not do any of that stuff. Some people say, oh, I can't do it because I'm not funny. Like, I wasn't, no one that thought I was funny before this. Like, you know what
Right.
I mean? Like now all of a sudden I'm funny. Like I don't know how. But anyways, like I'm just kind of like lip syncing someone else. But the other thing is that you don't even have to post a video of yourself. I see people just resharing things, just like Instagram or just like Facebook. Just take a short video and reshare it. Like, you don't even have to record your voice. You don't have to record a video. You don't have to sing. You don't have to dance. You don't have to cook. You don't have to do any of those. You could even like do like some of the things that you do with your videos where you're cooking. Like you could just you could don't even have to film yourself. You could just film what you're making and then just talk over it. And just do a
Exactly.
voiceover
Yeah.
about what you're sharing. And you were the first one that, not that you're the first one to do it, but you're the first one that I could remember seeing that was doing voiceovers for cooking videos. And I thought I really liked that. I thought that worked really, really well because it seemed so smooth. I think the thing that's really cool about a voiceover on like a cooking video is it just
Hmm.
seems so smooth. It's almost like, if you don't know how they created it, it almost seems like, wow, how did they time it up, so perfectly? You know, um,
Right.
that's kind of what I think about, because as you're talking, it's happening, and so, or whoever's talking, any voiceover on any video like that, I think it just looks good, and I realized I had never done any videos like that, so it made me think I could do a couple voiceovers, on some of the things that I'm cooking, and see how that comes out. And so it was
Yeah.
just another, like, kind of like another idea, of something that you could do, and you didn't even have to show your face for people that are afraid of that.
Yeah, that's true. Or you can also like make videos and like show like images or record any other stuff. And yeah, I mean, I like that you like if you don't want to be on the video, yeah, you can just there's like many other ways of doing it.
It's also the first app that's teaching people how to do video editing.
It is, right?
Like, it is a video editor, and so, essentially you can learn how to edit videos through TikTok, and maybe you go to like Adobe or you go to like another video platform, and you have a little bit of idea, like how to get it started, or how to do some of the basics, because it is the basics. I mean, it's not too crazy, but it is essentially a basic video editing software and the app as
Yeah.
well.
And it makes it fun, all the new filters that they put like on the app. I think that's like very fun, and like you can do like a lot of funny stuff there too.
Yeah, I haven't even played around with some of that stuff. There's some things I don't even know how a lot of this stuff works.
Yeah, no, me neither. Like I've just used just a few, but I've seen like I've scrolled down and I've seen like there's like so many stuff there.
The only thing I don't like is they're not named. Like, they're just an icon, and I'm just like, I wonder what this
Oh
does.
yeah. And
And
then
I'm
you're
like,
trying,
I wish
yeah.
if it said what it was, like green screen, or sometimes I'm looking for something like, where the heck is that earthquake one?
Yeah, yeah, sometimes they're hard to find. Yeah, I don't know, one day I was looking for something and yeah, you just see like the images, you need to like know what that means because yeah, there's no description on
It's
it.
like learning a new language.
Yeah, you
Even
just I
even
guess you just have to like to click on it, install it and see what it is because it's hard
yeah,
like to tell what it is.
even the word TikTok almost sounds like a foreign language.
It sounds like a clock, I guess. TikTok.
Kind of, yeah. All right, so question number 3. Why do you decide to wear
Yeah.
a cow onesie?
So I decided to wear like a cow onesie because I think for me it was like a good way to feel that I'm giving the voiceless like a voice, especially cows, because I think the dairy industry it's like one of the worst industries out there. We might think, like I used to think this too, but we might think that getting dairy, like milk from the cow, it sounds kind of like friendly, because you don't have to kill a cow like to get milk, but it's actually like they suffer a lot. Have you seen that video? It's on YouTube. It's called "Dairy is Scary" by Erin.
Yeah.
You've seen it? Yeah, yeah. So I think that's the best video on YouTube. She explains very well, like in under 5 minutes, about the dairy industry. So that really inspired me, like, to represent like the cows. I know it kind of looks like silly, but like I don't care. So yeah, I think they go through a lot. And, I cannot imagine like me like being a mom and then just someone take away my baby, and not just once, like my whole life. Like, it's just a repeat process, like for the cows. And I don't know if you've seen a video. There's this cow that it's on the way to a slaughterhouse because she wasn't producing any more milk. So she was just like all cows. They just kill them when they don't produce any milk, right? And then there's this man that adopts the cow. He was like living outside the city. He had like a huge land and grass and stuff. And she adopted the cow, so she wouldn't get killed. And she was like free. She was like all happy and stuff. But then she got like weird. She was like being like mysterious. And then the new owner found out that she had a baby cow. And it took him like, I think, like a few weeks like to realize that, because the cow was hiding her baby cow in different spots. So because she knew that as soon as she would have her baby, humans would take it away. So I don't know, I think that's heartbreaking. And I don't know, I think they suffer a lot. And I think for me that's a way, like, you know I don't know, I'm weird. I Once I thought, I was like, okay, if I was a cow, what would I do? And I think, okay, so I think they would try to teach or inspire humans like to cook vegan dishes, so they don't have to eat animals, because we don't need them, because protein comes from plants anyways. So yeah, that's why I chose to wear a cow onesie. That's like my theme, me being a cow and trying to inspire humans to try vegan food, basically.
Yeah, I think that's great, and you're so right. A lot of people struggle with empathy, which is what you're describing, and that means to put yourself in someone else's shoes. And a lot of
Right.
times people struggle with that because they don't see a cow as someone. They think a cow is something, but a cow is not like a thing. It's not like an apple. It's not like, in that kind of like an object that just doesn't move, or like my mouse, like this is a thing. This is not a someone. Like a cow is a someone. They have eyes, they can see, they have ears, they can hear, they have a mouth, they can speak, you know what I mean, their language, they can, moo, stomach and intestines and heart and brain and almost all the same parts as what we have. Like
Right.
they're,
Live beings.
yeah, exactly. And so it just makes sense, that you would feel that way. Like it's not a weird thing. It's actually a normal thing. Like we have empathy for a reason. I almost feel like it seems like the way that we love animals and the way that we like to pet them and touch them and the way that the senses on our fingers are and the way we enjoy the way that our hand feels through the fur of a lot of animals like cats and dogs, I almost feel like we're meant to take care of them. We're meant to have like they say, God says dominion over all the animals, right?
Yeah.
And dominion means to take care of, right? That's what it means.
Yeah.
That's what it used to mean. Now people think it means to dominate, right? To be in control of, right?
Right. Yeah.
Which is like enslavement. And
Yeah.
that's not. I don't. That's definitely not, probably not what God designed animals to be enslaved. I just can't imagine that, right? And so anyways, I think that really is a powerful point. And I think that when someone sees like a video like yours, it's interesting and maybe catches their attention if they see, like the cow suit or something like that. Like that's something that they can relate to as like different, and what's going on there. Like there's this one, I don't know if you've seen, but there's this one super silly TikToker that is literally an Amazon box. Have you ever seen that one?
Yeah, I think so. It's a guy, like in all of his videos, he's like under, like inside that box, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen like a couple of his videos.
Like that's a good example of like someone taking like a proper like a costume and like becoming like that thing, for their channel.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's all about having those niches. So it's a good niche. It's interesting. So, anyways, all
Yeah.
right. So, good job on the quick vegan questions that aren't so quick, like always. So, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
So my name is Angie Quibrera. I'm from Mexico. I became vegan like around nine months ago. And I started like around 3 months ago to share vegan recipes on TikTok. And also sometimes I upload kind of funny vegan videos. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, awesome. And so, why did you go vegan? Like, what happened? Like 9 months isn't that long ago, so it's still pretty new. Still learning a lot of stuff, I'm sure. What do you think is the reason that it did it for you? I'm sure dairy, of course, and learning about the dairy industry had an impact. But is there anything more you could tell us?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so actually, many years ago, I cannot remember what year, but maybe around 2012, I went vegetarian just for around 5 months. My best friend back then, she was vegetarian, and I don't know, I started like to admire her way of thinking, like, of respecting animals. She wouldn't say anything to me or like or force me or judge, anything. So I thought to myself, I love animals too. Like, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I love animals and that I eat them. So I went vegetarian for, yeah, just a few months. The thing is that I didn't do my research. I think when anybody asks me like how to go vegan or any tips, I always say like to find like a strong why, because you can, like, in not just like veganism, just like anything on life, if you have like strong why to do something, you're just gonna go, I mean, you're gonna go strong and you're gonna stick to it, right? And yeah, so I didn't do my research, and I don't know, I doubt about what people were saying might be right about we needing meat because it has protein, we might get sick, we need, all that stuff. So I don't know, I wasn't I didn't know like where to get the information, I didn't know where to look it up. So anyways, I stopped because I wasn't sure about it, but then just like around 9 months ago, almost 10 months ago, I was doing like a juice cleanse. And how do you know what a juice cleanse is? Yeah, okay, so I was doing one. I like to do that some like maybe once a year, or I don't know. So I was watching on Netflix some documentaries. I watched What the Hell, Conspiracy, and I watched the beginning of Dominion. Couldn't watch more than 15 minutes because I was just, I don't know, I was so sad to watch all that. So I found many reasons to go vegan. I was like, oh heck no, like I cannot eat meat, anything. So for me it was overnight. For me, I just watched those. I watched the first two, and then the other one I watched it like maybe the next day. And I don't know, I was just amazed. I was like, oh my god, like I didn't have a clue, I didn't have idea of all this information. And I was like, oh, I mean, it's more than healthy to go vegan, right? If you do it the right way. We don't need meat, we don't, so many myths that I thought they were correct, and now I learned all about this. So I was like, man, I needed this information many years ago. But anyways, so I was like, oh, I had frozen chicken in my freezer. I had tuna cans. I had a lot of eggs in my fridge. I got rid of all of it. I mean, I just gave it away to a friend. I couldn't. I was like, never again am I gonna eat something like that. And yeah, I just did it overnight. And I'm so happy about it. I feel so good about it, like in many reasons, like that I feel like I'm not like a positive thing about animals, that I'm not a reason like for them to be killed, like like vegan diet, for the environment. I wasn't aware of all this agricultural thing, going on. So I was like, wow. And also like for my health, I mean, I didn't know it has so much like good things, like a vegan diet, and how the other way around it could affect us like so much, so many diseases go from eating animal products, and not just meat, like everything, like eggs, dairy, cheese. I was like thinking, I was like, how can I help, maybe like inspire people, like to push the truth. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna start sharing some recipes and see how people responds to it. Like maybe people are looking for that. Maybe people that are already aware of it are looking like for recipes, or people that have like diabetes or cholesterol. I don't know, any kind of. So yeah, so decided to start recording myself and make some recipes and share it on TikTok. And yeah, that's why I became vegan, basically.
So did you receive any benefits since you went vegan, whether for yourself or health or for others?
Yeah, like a lot. Like, well, for me, I can see it like on my health. I was having like really bad habits, eating habits. I would like yeah, eat a lot of junk food. I don't know, bad habits in general. I gained a lot of weight recently. Like, well, before going vegan, I was a bit overweight, and so I just turned vegan, and without even like trying, I started like to lose weight, and just gradually starting to lose pounds, and started like to feel way better, like more energy. Like, I don't know, it's weird, but I feel like happier. And I don't know, I feel like a peace inside of me, knowing that I'm not contributing in animal agriculture. I think there's many benefits, like way too many benefits of going vegan. And I don't know, I just love it.
Yeah, well, that's great. So tell us a little bit more about your activism and how you connect with people and how you inspire people to live a healthier life.
So what I'm doing is I'm posting vegan recipes on TikTok and making, and I try to make funny videos on TikTok. Just to make it like a little bit fun and not too serious about it, and just making a fun of my making fun of myself, about the stereotypes of what we get of being, vegans, eating grass and stuff like that. And yeah, just trying to make vegan food look easy to make, and make it look tasty, and tasty, of course, being and seeing if people would want to try it. And I've had, I think, comments on TikTok of people trying like the vegan recipes, and I've been getting like positive like feedback. Sometimes I get comments like, oh, I'm not vegan, but that looks good and I'm gonna try it. Or like, oh, yeah, I'm not vegan, but I did this and my family loved it, and I'm curious to learn more vegan dishes and things like that. So I feel very happy when I get like these types of comments, or just other comments like, "Oh, I'm vegan, and sometimes I don't know what to cook, and this helps a lot." I don't know, anything. I enjoy a lot. Getting feedback from people and liking them.
Yeah, for sure. You're doing a great job. And I just finished reading a book. It was called How to Create a Vegan World. And in the book, it talked about a lot of the things that are working really well, that we're doing a good job at, and a lot of things that we're not doing a good job at. Really specifically more for vegans and like vegan activists, right?
Right.
And some of the things that it was saying that we're not doing well, I was guilty of. There's some things that, like it says, the vegan movement, like this isn't a good idea, maybe like making people feel guilty and shaming, and I might do that sometimes, you know what I mean, like maybe even unintentionally. right? And they
Right.
said one of the most powerful things that you can do is inspire behavior change. He says you don't have to convince people to love animals. You don't have to convince them to like animals. You don't have to convince them why to go vegan. You don't have to do any of those things. But if you get them to, try some vegan burgers or try some this or try, and you actually change their behavior,
Hmm.
you're able to get them to maybe change their hearts later. Like maybe they'll say, oh yeah, maybe I'll look into it now. Or, maybe I'll watch that documentary they were always pestering me about. Or maybe I'll, whatever, right?
Right.
And so you get a lot of great response because you're inspiring behavior change. The behavior change is the food. They're getting a new meal. So their lunch is different or their dinner is different, right? And so that's inspiring behavior change. And then that is going to lead to, changing their emotional state or changing their mental state and through the behavior change.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's awesome when we can like share veganism like in a positive way. Like I understand some sometimes people want to like push it hard on people. I think we can just be positive about it and share it, like not push anybody.
I think the reason why often it happens is oftentimes people feel like it's overwhelming. Like 70 billion individuals are dying per year on land and like an estimated 2.7 trillion marine animals per year. And I think people think like, I need to act now. I need to fix this now. You need to change now because the animals need us now. Like the animals don't have time, like those 70 billion individuals or the 2.7 trillion individuals is every year. So I think that sometimes people feel an extra pressure, you know what I mean? And the videos like Dominion or Earthlings, those are examples of what it's like to be there. And as hard as it is to watch, like you say you can't go 15 minutes, I understand. Imagine living that your entire life. You know what I mean? And
Right.
the way that you put yourself into the dairy cow perspective, right? And you imagine what it's like. Some people are imagining, the horrors of living inside of tiny cage as a pig, or the horrors of, living in a cage as a egg laying hen. You know what I mean? Like every vegan pictures uses empathy a little bit differently, and even for myself, after I visited a slaughterhouse myself and I witnessed the pigs dying and I witnessed the cows dying myself, and like it wasn't a fantasy or it wasn't a maybe it's fake or it wasn't like it was no, this is in the reality. Like I was there and I filmed with my own camera. After seeing that, you have a different perspective on what's going on with the animals, and you feel like sometimes more aggressive. Not that that's the right way, and you're absolutely right. I envy you, like in a way that I wish I didn't see all the things I did.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, part of me wishes I didn't, but part of me, that's an experience, and so now I have to remind myself, like I used to eat meat too. I used to be unaware too. I used
Exactly.
to do all those things. I used to pay for it, myself, and I'm guilty of all those things. And I made a video not that long on TikTok where I said I was responding to like maybe like a response video, and I said, I understand, like I know where you're coming from. Like I have a lot of guilt to this day about my actions in the past, or I do feel some shame sometimes, for what I did before. And I just know that I need to push forward, right? And make sure that each day is a little bit better, or it's a little bit better for each person, and just put things in perspective. And one of the things that book talked about is having patience, and it's really easy to get impatient because you think, no, like every second I wait is this many animals dying. If you start looking at those numbers and the math, it's really can be overwhelming. I think I'm not going to excuse like any behavior by vegans being aggressive or negative, and I'm guilty of it as well sometimes. but I can understand both sides. I can totally understand your side, like 100%, and your perspective, but I also understand that perspective, but I also know what's more effective. The way what you're doing is more effective, like for sure, you know what I
Exactly.
mean,
That
than
that's what
that
I
other way.
think
But I can also
too.
understand where they're coming from.
See, yeah, that's exactly on point what you're saying. I think like doing it in a positive way has like more effect. So why not do it like that? I think it has more effect, like more impact, and people like that, you know? So why not do what has more impact, right?
Yeah, 100%. But then there's always the flip side. Like, you've seen The Greatest Speech You Ever Hear by Gary Rofsky.
I haven't seen it yet. Actually,
So
just a few days ago, they were recommending it to
I
me. I
recommend
need to
watch
watch
that
that.
one. Yeah, it's really good, but he's a little bit more aggressive, but he does a really good job. And everyone points to that one as like, hey, when you're aggressive, you get those kind of results. You know what I mean? So some people say
Mm,
that, you know what I mean? Or some people will say,
yeah,
well, look at Darius Scary. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like she's
yeah,
very kind of aggressive and sarcastic and
yeah.
in your face.
I like that video.
She's not being nice about it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And it's effective. So it can go both ways, but
Yeah,
the
totally.
generally you can attract more flies with honey than you can with vinegar.
Right. Yeah, I like. Yeah, yeah, I guess. Yeah, it depends on your personality, I guess. But yeah, I mean that's true. Like there is scary. I like how it is. You know, it's like you know, like it's giving you like the raw information, and it's showing to you how things actually are, and I like that. I
Yeah, for
guess
sure.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess we're all different, and we have like our own way of showing it, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's okay. Like, one of the things I love about this podcast is I share so many different perspectives, right? I have the really
Right.
hardcore activists that are out there on the streets that are fighting every day. I have conversations with them. I have conversations with people like you that are more recipe driven. I have conversations with people that are more health driven. I have conversations with people that I had one conversation with a guy. He was the first ever vegan to climb Mount Everest,
Oh
and
wow.
so like an athlete. So there's so many different types of people, so many different ways to be active. Part of the podcast and part of the message here is there's so many different ways that you could be active. If you watch enough of my podcast, you'll get a few ideas. You'll be like, hey, I really like what that girl Angie's doing. She's making recipes. She has over 75,000 followers on TikTok. I don't know how many you have right now. I know it's right around there.
Yeah,
um
something like that.
yeah, and so like she's growing crazy fast. It's only been 3 months, and she's being very positive and fun, and people like it. And then maybe they'll watch someone else be like, oh my gosh, I love climbing mountains. I could climb Mount Everest. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be, the second vegan to do it, or the fifth vegan, or whatever. Like, who knows what you're inspired by. And so I think that everyone can. There's so many different things you could do, and I think everyone counts and everyone matters. As much as I can say, oh, this vegan, you should do it a little bit differently, you could be more effective doing this, as much as I might want to say that, the fact is that's them. You do you. I'm happy you're speaking up for the animals. I'm happy you're doing something. That's way more courage than some people have. Some people aren't even doing anything. Some people haven't even gone vegan yet. How am I going to criticize someone that's actually trying to make a difference? You know what I mean? Like, anyone that's trying
Right.
to make a positive difference should be celebrated and congratulated, in my book, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about, we are all different and people can relate like to different things, right? We are not all the same and we like different things, right?
Yeah, 100%. And that's okay. And it's okay to find. The good thing is, like, you don't there's not one way to be active as a vegan. There's not one way to help the animals. There's many ways. Find what you love, do what you love, and just do that all the time. If you love cooking like you do and you really love it and you love making, the videos and you enjoy it, like, there's no reason for you to stop.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's good to find something that we enjoy doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, if people are lucky enough to, one, find something that they love, and they're even luckier enough to actually be good at that thing, like
Yeah.
that's like winning the lottery. Like, you hit the jackpot.
I think we get better at things when we do things. Like I don't think well, yeah, I'm sure there is people, right, that they're born with some talent, right? But I think most of the time you just get better at it with, doing it, repeatedly. I don't know.
For sure, but there's no reason why you can't become the number one vegan recipe maker. Like there's no reason why you can't do that, and you could have a talent for that. There's no reason why you can't. You could do that. And there's other people that are, yeah, blessed, like maybe a basketball player or LeBron James or something. Like, yeah, he's blessed with a special kind of skill and height and speed, and he loves it. Yeah, that's a little bit different. But what I'm saying is, for anyone, if you love what you do and you're kind of good at it, you're like pretty good at it, like, to me that is winning the lottery. That all right there is winning the jackpot. How many people are doing something they hate, like right now?
Right.
How many people just got fired or laid off from a job that they hate? Like,
Right. Yeah.
And not that that's a good thing, but like, that's not a good thing. But maybe now it gives you the time to focus on what you love. Maybe you use this time to find something that you enjoy.
Right, exactly. With this thing going on, I think we have more time like to reflect, right, on what we like to do, because we are having like more free time.
Yeah, 100%. Share how can people find you, and follow you and get those
Okay.
amazing recipes.
Okay, so you can find me on TikTok with my name. It's Angie Quibrera with a Q. It's Angie, it's Angie, and then Quibrera with Q-U-I-B-R. I don't know if I'm spelling that right. Q-U-I-B-R-E-R-A. Yeah, you can find me like that on TikTok, and you can also find me on Instagram, also with my name. And I'm also on Facebook. Yeah, you can find me there. I'm most active on TikTok and Instagram. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so everyone listening, you definitely gotta follow her. She has amazing content, and prepare yourself to laugh and prepare yourself to be really hungry, if you watch her videos.
Yeah, hopefully you guys like it. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, take care, and I'll let you know as soon as this will be up.
Okay, that's awesome. Sounds good.
All right, and take care, and have fun making those videos. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Please, please, please make sure that you guys share this with anyone that you think will find this interesting, and also make sure that you guys are subscribed, because I can see a lot of you guys are listening but you aren't subscribed. So please subscribe, and also don't forget to go to my website where you can leave comments and see more content at veganluna.com.